Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, there's a truth many don't want to hear, but every soul needs to understand. Every great success story begins with failure. Not with applause, not with celebration, not with perfection, but with pain, disappointment, and broken pieces scattered on ground. People see the glory, but they don't know the story. They see the victory, but they don't recognize the tears behind it. They admire the crown, but ignore the cross that had to be carried first. You see, failure is not the end, it's the turning point. It's the classroom where destiny teaches its greatest lessons. Failure doesn't disqualify you. It shapes you, humbles you, prepares you. Think about it. A seed must be buried before it can grow. Gold must be refined in fire before it shines. A diamond is formed under pressure before it glitters. So why are you crying over the dirt you're buried in? Why are you angry about the fire you're walking through? Where you are right now is not punishment, it's preparation. There were times when you tried and you failed, when you dreamed and your dream shattered, when you trusted and you were left alone, and you thought, maybe I'm not meant to win. Maybe success is for others, not me. But let me tell you something, failure is not your name. Defeat is not your destiny. You were built with purpose, called for greatness, designed to rise again. You may have fallen, but falling is an event. Getting back up is a decision. Don't you dare give up on your life, on your dream, on your purpose. Your failure is fertilizer. It may stink, it may be messy, but it's growing something powerful inside you. Look at every door that closed, every person that left, every plan that collapsed. Thank it. Because if it didn't break you, it built you. If it didn't destroy you, it developed you. What hurt you is about to help you. What wounded you is about to wake you. Success isn't about never failing. It's about never quitting. So stand up, wipe your tears, straighten your back. Your comeback will be greater than your setback. And one day, people will look at you and say, "How did you do it?" And you'll smile, because you'll know. It wasn't easy, it wasn't quick, but it was worth it. Because every great success story, including yours, begins with failure. Failure is not a signal to stop. It is the invitation to begin. It is not the end of your story, but the rough draft of a testimony that is still being written. When life pushes you to the ground, when doors slam in your face, when the plans you held so tightly crumble before your eyes, that is not life rejecting you. It is life reshaping you. Every seed that grows into a towering tree first disappears beneath the soil. It looks buried, forgotten, unseen. But under that darkness, something sacred is happening. Roots are forming silently, strength is developing invisibly, and purpose is preparing to rise. In the same way, failure buries you only to build you. It teaches you what comfort never will, and it reveals what success often hides of the depth of your resilience. People often admire the finished masterpiece, but they don't see the brushstrokes, the wiped canvases, the hours of doubt and despair behind it. They want the victory, but not the vulnerability it requires. Failure strips away pride, exposes your weaknesses, and forces you to confront the truth about yourself. And yet, this is where greatness begins. In the loneliness of doubts, in the silence when no one is clapping, in the tears you cry where no one is watching, that is where champions are forged. Failure does not mean you are unworthy. It means you are on the threshold of transformation. It whispers that something greater is coming if you refuse to surrender. Every blow you take, every time you stumble, every rejection you endure becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. You were not created to stay down. The pain you feel is not the weight of defeat. It is the weight of potential pulling you upward. Failure becomes a refining fire that burns away fear, insecurity, and doubt. It leaves behind only what is pure, strong, and ready. You can learn more from one moment of failure than from years of easy success, because failure asks you, how much do you really want it? There will be nights when your prayers feel unanswered, when your effort seems unnoticed, when your heart is heavy with disappointment. But this is the season of planting, not harvesting. This is the time when you dig deeper instead of running away. Failure is full of purpose. It introduces you Parts of yourself you would never meet in comfort. It teaches patience, endurance, and trust. You learn to stand even when the ground trembles, to believe even when you cannot see, to keep moving when your legs feel weak. So do not despise failure. Do not curse the dirt that covers you. This dirt is not your grave. It is your garden. Something powerful is growing in the place where you fell. The world may not see it yet, but heaven is working behind the scenes. Success is not born in the spotlight. It is born in the shadows of failure, in the quiet decisions to try again, in the silent battles no one applauds. People see the glory, but they don't know the story. They see the celebration, the spotlight, the applause, but they weren't there during the nights of confusion, the silent tears, the fears that whispered, maybe this isn't for you. They see the result, not the rejection, the triumph, not the trial. That is the deception of success. It hides the scars that shaped it. Every person who has ever achieved something great has walked through storms they never posted about, fought battles no one knew they were fighting, and stood when everything around them told them to sit down and quit. Success is not born on the stage but in the shadows, where pain presses against purpose, where failure meets determination, and where broken dreams get rebuilt brick by brick. People are quick to admire the mountaintop, but they forget the climb, the blisters, the fatigue, the times when breathing hurts and the air gets thin. They see the crown, but not the weight that comes with it. They don't see the lonely mornings when you rise before the sun because faith wakes you up. They don't see the sacrifices, the friendships lost because you chose a different path, the moments you doubted your worth but still decided to keep going. The world claps for victories but goes silent during preparation. That is why you can't live for applause. You can't measure your value by who recognizes you, because true greatness is built when no one is watching. Glory has a backstage. It is messy, it is painful, and it is often misunderstood. The people who reach greatness are the ones who did not allow failure to define them. They learned to walk with disappointment, to dine with rejection, to sleep beside uncertainty, and still wake up with a relentless belief that there is more. These are the souls who understand that every closed door isn't a denial, it's a redirection. Every no is not the end, it is guidance towards a better yes. They let failure teach them instead of torment them. They let brokenness become their blueprint for building something stronger. You can't envy someone's success if you haven't tasted their struggle. You can't desire their throne if you wouldn't endure their thorns. Some people are shining today because they chose not to drown when the flood came. They planted seeds in seasons of drought. They kept speaking life over their dreams even when everything around them felt dead. They cried, but they kept moving. They were misunderstood, but they stayed focused. They were pushed down, but they refused to stay down. Success doesn't skip suffering. It walks through it. It doesn't avoid failure. It rises from it. Behind every shining moment is a chapter torn by disappointment. Behind every confident smile is a memory of insecurity. Behind every strong voice is a moment when words wouldn't come out because fear held the tongue. But that is what makes success so powerful. It is not the absence of failure, but the triumph over it. So when you feel like no one understands your struggle, remember that the story is still unfolding. When your prayers seem unanswered and your effort goes unseen, know that this is the hidden part of the journey that people rarely talk about but always go through. This is the sacred place where strength is made, where character is carved, where faith is tested and proven. The glory others see is only the final page of a long, messy, beautiful story written with tears, courage, and persistence. A seed must be buried before it can grow. It is covered in darkness, surrounded by pressure, hidden from light and applause. But what seems like burial is actually planting. Beneath the soil, something begins to shift. The hard shell breaks, The unseen roots spread deep, and life begins to push upward against the weight of the earth. In the same way, the seasons of your life that feel like darkness, obscurity, or silence are not signs that you've been forgotten. They are signs that you are being prepared. Growth is often invisible before it is undeniable. Purpose developed in private long before it is revealed in public. That pressure you feel is not sent to crush you. It is sent to cultivate you. Fire does the same thing for gold. It melts away impurities, reveals what is pure, and shapes what is valuable. But when you're in the fire, it doesn't feel like refinement. It feels like destruction. It feels like everything familiar is melting away. Yet without the fire, gold remains dull, unshaped, unrefined. It cannot become what it was meant to be. Pressure works the same way in the life of a diamond. Coal endures heat and time and pressure until it transforms into something everyone treasures. No one celebrates the coal, but everyone praises the diamond. What they forget is that the coal and the diamond are made of the same material. The difference is the process they went through. So when life buries you under disappointment, when you feel surrounded by pressure on every side, don't mistake it for your end. It is preparation for something greater than you can see right now. You weren't meant to stay as a seed. You were meant to grow, to rise, to bloom. You weren't designed to remain as coal. You were designed to shine, but the transformation cannot happen without the process. Pain is not a prison. It is a pathway. Pressure is not punishment. It is promotion in disguise. The people who become strong are not the ones who never face the storm. They are the ones who learn to dance in the rain, who let the storm teach them instead of break them. There will be seasons where nothing makes sense, where every prayer feels unanswered, where your heart is tired and your hands feel empty. You may not see anything changing on the outside, but deep within, roots are forming. Your faith is stretching, your character is growing. The seed does not see the sun while it's underground, but it trusts that the sun is still there. In the same way, you may not see the evidence of your breakthrough, but that doesn't mean it isn't coming. Growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it happens in silence, in waiting, in stillness. Don't let the darkness convince you that you've been abandoned. Don't let the pressure persuade you to quit. The process may be uncomfortable, but it is not pointless. You don't plant a seed and dig it up the next day because you don't see results. You leave it there, you water it, you trust the process. Your life works the same way. You plant your effort, your tears, your prayers, your patience. And even when you don't see anything sprouting, you keep believing. The soil doesn't show the seed's progress, but one day a sprout breaks through, and what was hidden becomes visible. What was once just a buried seed becomes a harvest. What was once just coal becomes a diamond. What was once just gold covered in impurities becomes a treasure shaped by fire. The same is true for you. The burying, the pressure, the fire, it may feel overwhelming, but it is not without meaning. You are being shaped, strengthened, and made ready for more than you imagined.